How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout. We're back for the British Steel Challenge here with Glen Torrin in Season 4 as we're about to take part in the Northern Irish League Cup final against Warrenpoint. The chance to win our first bit of silverware in Northern Ireland after missing out on the final of the County Antrim Shield earlier this season. So, got a few games, there's about 7 games I think in between, and the highlights video has captured those. If you want to see them, click on the link I'll put up on the video just now. Failing that, well, let's take a look at today and see what we have in front of us. So at the moment, Rory Harris is our only player missing with a sprained ankle. We have actually made a couple of signings, all non-contract signings, it must be said. So there's actually 3 new players that have joined. So we've got Sean Bannett, who I think was formerly Tottenham. Yep, he was another Tottenham, for lack of a better term, reject, and he was given a free transfer. And I can see some skills, certainly the kind of highlighted ones for a defensive centre-back. He's not too bad at all. Again, non-contract, so if he doesn't play, we don't pay. But I think reasonable is what I'm kind of picking up from that. Then we've also got James Lovett, who I think was Aston Villa. Yep, Aston Villa, and he's an advanced forward. The reason why I brought him in was we lost Rory Harris. I'm trying to get rid of Joshua McElwain, and Thomas McAloon has agreed to go to Portadown at the end of the season. I don't really want to play him, so Lovett comes in, not quite as good as some of the players that we do have at our disposal. So again, on a non-contract, it's low risk. If he doesn't do well, we can just free transfer him and it doesn't cost us a thing. And obviously if he does well, then we can maybe give him a contract, as we have actually done with Luke Brothers. He's now on a contract, £200 a week, worth 27.5k, 10 goals and 21 appearances. He's done rather well for himself, so I'm quite pleased to have given him his contract. And then last but certainly not least is Louis Goggin, who has signed from Manchester United, not directly, again a Manchester United reject, and we've brought him in. And the idea behind this was Jay McGee is away on loan, and we were trying to get rid of him anyway. So again, a non-contract deal for Goggin. And I think with him, you can see he's lacking in the technical department. Certainly does have a good amount of pace. He's aggressive, brave, good at teamwork. Determination's a bit low, and I normally like having determined players. Whether or not that will change over time, I don't know. But he's there to give Lee Martin a bit of a run for his money at right back, because he is, I think he's still 16 at the moment. Yeah, he's still 16 and he's played 27 times this season. So really, I think Lee Martin is possibly still going to be the first choice. We'll just see. It just gives us a little bit more competition in that space. So who's gone out? Well, Kieran Caldwell was gone on loan. 90% of his wages are being paid for by Portadown. I feel he probably was better out wide, perhaps, although his crossing is absolutely atrocious. But really, he was just getting paid too much money, so that was just to get him off the wage bill. Jay McGee as well has gone, and 100% of his wages, £400 a week, are being picked up by Ballymena. So it puts us in a better position financially. So if we now look at the finances, that's probably the worst view to look at. This one gives a better kind of view of it. So you can see here now our wage budget is 5,490. Our committed spending is now 4,546. So we're actually about £1,000 underneath our wage budget. So that's much better from my point of view. And you can see our balance has been picking up a little bit. It's at 442,000 in the red now. So steadily kind of getting there. I think looking at the way the league is at the moment, 17 points ahead of second place Cliftonville. Twice the goal difference, better than twice the goal difference of Cliftonville. It's looking good, and if we can get the top spot and get Champions League qualification spots, obviously we'll be entering in the first round of qualifiers, then there's potential here. There is. We've been put out of one cup we are still in the other cup. We face Newington in the 6th round. Expected to reach the semi-final. Apparently this one isn't important against Warrenpoint, but for the British Steel Challenge we do want to win it, and this would be our 5th title of the series after winning 3 leagues and 1 cup in Scotland with Stirling and Wraith Rovers. So it'd be a very successful season, I think, if we could win the league and get the cup glory, maybe a treble. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? As far as things are going stat-wise, Rory Holden has had a bit of a drought recently. He's only on 25 goals now. Just hasn't been scoring as much. Lee Martin has taken over as the highest average rating. There's probably not much else to kind of comment on. Just a quick look at the fixtures for anyone who isn't looking back at the highlights if it's not your thing. So we have had 2 losses in the last few games, last 7 games. We lost most recently to Coleraine. We played a weaker side that day, so Louis Goggin didn't have a very successful debut. But you can see we basically rested a lot of our midfielders in that game because I wanted them to be fresh for here. I mean, why you would have a cup final on a Tuesday night is kind of beyond me. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to tonight's game, but as I say, I was a bit apprehensive about playing a full strength squad this Saturday and then hoping for them to be fit for tonight. Warrenpoint are bottom of the league, I think. Are they? Yeah, they are. But Cohen are second bottom. So we do need to have a reasonably strengthened team tonight. Other thing to call out, we lost to Ballymena 2-1 at home, which was really rather disappointing. A couple of mistakes. Basically Ballymena scored 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes, one from the kick-off from ourselves. Mitchell Molyneux pulling one back, but we weren't able to get back into that. But peppered with some other results, a good 2-0 win over Linfield in the Boxing Day match in the league. Even when Marcus Kane sent off in the 77th minute, we held strong. Dungannon, that was a good win, 2-1 away from home. A late goal from Leonard getting us the 3 points there. Portadown, again, another convincing win there. It seems to be a favoured place. We won 6-0 I think earlier in the season. Was it 6? Yeah, 6-0 away from home early in the season, and then drew 1-1 at home, and now we've beaten them 5-1 again. So I don't know why we like playing them there. Ballina Millard, no idea if I've said that right. We beat them 2-0. Fairly comfortable game, and then Queen's University in the Irish Cup, and yeah, obviously we'd like to have scored a few more than that, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So anyway, let's move on into today's game against Warrenpoint. We have not got the best of results against them in the past. 4 matches we've won, 2 matches drawn, and 5 matches lost. So probably as much of a bogey team as they could possibly be for us. But yeah, we do need to make sure that today we perform better, certainly than we did against Coleraine. I've already set up the team for today's fixture. Just having a look at the bench. I probably want to get Michael Carville there in case Jonathan Smith picks up an injury. We really don't have many players in the attacking midfielder area. I suppose Mitchell Molyneux probably could do it. It's maybe not the game to try it out in. Alright, I think we're good to go with that. Yeah, I'm happy. Right, okay. Let's get on and see if we can win our first silverware in Northern Ireland. Come on, game. Let me in. Just random freezes like this every so often. Quite frustrating. I suppose the thing we'll need to watch out for here is McDonald versus Smith. Should actually overrun the midfield with our 3 midfielders here. Again, we'll get pulled wide, Nelson and Walker, to watch Bagnall and King. Danger man is absolutely Rory Croskery, formerly of Man United. He's been a thorn on our side when we've played Warrenpoint before. I'll go with the favourites one, I guess. So the last time we played Warrenpoint, it was a 1-0 draw, lost the first goal. So I'd like to be in control from the start here, and once again, forgot the highlights. A nice 1-goal lead to kind of protect would be good, but we'll see what happens as Kane approaches on the left hand side here, taking on 2 men, loses out to Shannon, forward to Halliday, looking for Croskery, and this is the danger man here, and we're kind of backing off him a bit. McAleenan refusing to put a foot in, Bagnall getting towards byline, Stanix with the save. Could have been worse than that. I thought there was going to be a chance there for them, but now Brothers can't get on to his own flick there. Parr will surely send us long up the park, heading towards Croskery, cut out by McAleenan. Leonard to Smith, out to Nelson, looking over the top for Holden. Defender falls asleep, Holden takes a touch, and the keeper's made a good save. I think Holden could have done a little bit better there with that finish. What the hell's going on with the seats here? They're not filled out fully, that's really bizarre. Sorry, getting sidetracked here. Walker with the spectacular volley, saved by the keeper at close range. Certainly a lot happened in the first few minutes. Corner now for Smith to whip in towards the penalty spot. Headed clear, Nelson looking to pick up the rebound. And is he going to send us right back in? I don't think so. I think he's missed his opportunity. No, he has. He's found Holden as well. But that'll be a goal kick. Warrenpoint defending resolutely there and just halting that move. Smith with the corner once more, sent into the same area. The keeper's come and missed, and Captain Kane has dispatched the header into the empty net. 1-0 up in the first 5 minutes, so a good start. As we'll see here, the goalkeeper is definitely to blame. Comes for the ball, misses completely, and Kane can't believe his luck as the ball presents itself to him with an open net right in front. So gotta be happy with that. We're in total control of the game so far. Possession wise, shots, passes completed, really nice and high, tackles won. You know, it's just as solid a start as I could hope for, really. But the key thing as the snow starts to fall is to get a second goal as Martin plays in, looking for Brothers. Header not got any kind of venom to it, but managed to get a corner. The keeper has carried that out, and Smith once more will send us into the box. The keeper staying on his line this time, he's not coming for it. Brothers sweeps up the rebound, plays it back in with the right foot looking for Walker, breaks away again. Kane once more finds Brothers unmarked over on the right, can't get the shot away, and McAleenan dealing well with Croskery there. Parr with the goal kick, headed back down to Brothers. Getting a lot of the ball at the moment, Brothers. Certainly I think with the defensive forward, you do get more involved in the kind of midfield action. Walker now looking for Martin, good ball out wide, first time cross, headed away. Nelson now back to Martin, got to look for a bit of space here. Leonard starts to switch the play over to the left slowly, but now going back over to the right. Nelson should surely look for Martin there, he was in a good position. Leonard now to Smith, back to Leonard, patient build up play. Leonard with his shot, it's on target, make the keeper work, but it's not getting in that net. Smith now with the deep free kick midway into the Warrenpoint half. McAleenan with the rising header, and less said about that accuracy the better. It's been good so far. You can see from the stats we definitely are controlling the match. Warrenpoint just not really showing up at the moment, but I know that Croskery is a danger, and as long as it's 1-0 there's every chance they can equalise. Smith with the free kick in the edge of the box, headed away. Walker nods it down to Leonard. Nelson late, Leonard again, Walker. Not a lot of space there, but it gets through to Brothers and he's put that away. 2-0 now, 26 minutes on the clock. Got to say, it's looking good for our first trophy here at Glentoran. And as I was just commenting, it's very, very packed in that midfield area, but somehow Walker managing to find that ball through to Brothers, perfectly weighted, and a nice calm finish from our I would say star striker. I think he's got more to him than Holden. And Holden of late hasn't been that great, just sort of typical poacher. Sometimes he'll be on fire, and other times he just won't be able to score at all. As Macalinian tries to sweep up that attack from Warrenpoint, goes back to Stanix, hopefully controls it. He does. Stanix sporting the grey jog pants today. Forward to Holden, can't win the header. Nelson picking up the clearance inside to Smith, progressing with the ball, switches the play out wide, lovely pass to Kane, takes one touch, crosses it in, looking towards Holden, can't get there. Nelson now, the effort is blocked and it goes for a corner. So obviously a team aren't content with 2 and they are hungry for more. As Smith plays the outswinger in, cleared from the front post by Bagnall. Walker picks it up, searches for Late, back to Nelson. Walker, Leonard, will he shoot? Tries to get half a yard of space, finds Brothers, Holden with a left footed effort, and that's sailed high and wide. Not a very good effort from Holden there. And now we've got to deal with a corner from Warrenpoint. Bagnall can't get past Nelson. Croskery picks up the rebound here, and well dispossessed by Brothers. Can there be a Glentoran counter attack? The green shirts are starting to flood forward, but Holden just does not look up. It's disappointing, and I suppose that's, again, as I say, if you have a player that's more rounded, you might find that they have a better awareness and find other players rather than just being a player that can stick the ball in the back of the net. It just depends what you're after. But here's Brothers now getting involved in that midfield play. Smith forward to Holden, back to Nelson, Leonard, Nelson again with the effort, and that was creeping in under the bar. I think Parr did well to save that and hold on to it as well. But yeah, it's looking pretty comfortable. Unless we concede a goal or get red cards, then it's looking pretty good. King is unmarked there, late with the header away. Nelson sweeping up after him. Smith now, have we got a counter here? Holden has to play it inside, finds Smith. Will he shoot? Will he look for Brothers? He looks for Brothers, he finds him, and that's a weak effort from Brothers. A little bit of a toe poke on that, maybe just needed to take one touch and then take the shot. I don't know, the defenders might have caught up with him, to be honest. Martin takes the throw. Holden back to Martin, inside into a congested penalty area, back to Smith. Nelson, Brothers with a header, and Parr tips it over the bar. I've actually just noticed there on the stat screen that Warrenpoint's players are pretty unfit. They obviously didn't rest them. Obviously they want to survive the league campaign. They don't want to get relegated, so this probably isn't their kind of major concern. But you can see a couple of players a little bit lower than ours. But we approach half time well in control. If we can come out the second half and pick up a third goal, that was close there. Stanix picking up the ball from Halliday's feet. But yeah, if we can get a third goal shortly after the break, or even now, that will definitely kill off this game, I would say, barring a complete collapse. As Smith plays it wide to Kane in loads of space, plenty of time to pick a man out in the middle. He finds Holden, and there we go. Poacher Holden on to the end of it. 26th goal of the season, and 3-0 just before half time. There's a crucial moment of play there though. Halliday was through against Stanix, and had he managed to sneak that in, 2-1 would have given us a bit more to think about at half time. But now we go up the other end and score our third, and it's looking pretty good for us. Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, I know there's complacency. There's two players who are complacent. I didn't want to say don't get complacent to everyone, because generally speaking that would get some negative reaction. Think for the second half we might just go down to Key. Maybe not. Oh, that was a chance there. Mulvena getting through against Stanix. Have they actually changed the formation? It looks like they maybe got 3 up front. Yeah, they have. They've gone to 3-4-3, and as ever, we've got to be mindful of that. Maybe look to switch to 3 at the back to counter it. As we'll see what happens here. Halliday forward to Mulvena, gets past his man, and he scored. Yeah, we're going to have to change that formation. We're going to have to change that because that's not taking them long at all to score. Alright, so who have we got on the bench? We've got Johnny Addis. So push Kane and Martin up a little bit further. They're not particularly comfortable with that, but I don't want to play a back 5. It seems too defensive minded. I could go to what I play with Rangers in the Rescue Rangers series, see how that one goes. But yeah, I kind of do feel like I need somebody else. Maybe I will just sacrifice. They're all playing quite well up the top end. Leonard isn't playing that. Maybe we just pull Leonard back here and stick him in as a ball-winning midfielder on defend. Possibly even get him to man mark Halliday, mark him tighter. I'll go with that. But yeah, that was always a danger. I've always said it when a team goes to 3 at the back, 3 up top, that 2 central defenders can sometimes leave you short. And yeah, a good finish from Mulvena there. Stanex looked like he was about to take him out with a flying wrestling move or something. But Warrenpoint giving themselves a bit of hope for the second half here. But we should hold out. I certainly don't want to go uber defensive on them and just not attack at all. I think with them having 3 at the back, there is a chance that we can get a 4th still. But you can see here now we've got more numbers back. Croskery advancing with the ball. Mulvena to Halliday, tracked by Leonard. I'm sure that's Leonard, is it? Yeah, it is. So Leonard doing his job perfectly, pushing him all the way back to the halfway line. Does manage to find his man, and Bagnall will now look to play inside Jennings. Leonard dispossesses him, and just don't lose the ball here. Walker forward to Smith, and now we have a chance to break. If Holden can find Brothers, Smith and Holden now move into the box. Brothers gets by his man, plays it into Smith, and the keeper's made a vital save. A 4th goal there, and that would have been it. I think any kind of resurgence from Warrenpoint would have been seen to. But 17 minutes, they only need 2 goals. Maybe we need to tell our players to concentrate a bit, because it's getting to that stage where little mistakes can result in big setbacks. Looks like Mulvena's dropped into midfield. Actually, he's pushing back up. How many players are they playing up front at the moment? My goodness. If we can get the ball back here and send it up the park quickly, there's a definite counter-attacking chance. As McAleenan pushes Croskery back towards the halfway line. King up against Martin. Croskery now. Mayer finds King, and this is dangerous. And this is very bad. 3-2 now. From 3-0 up, now to 3-2 with 15 minutes to go. And just seeing here, Late just not picking up his man. Certainly had the numbers back, but I honestly don't know what formation Warrenpoint went to. It definitely didn't look like a 3-4-3, because the 2 wide men were much further forward. It looked more like a 3-2-5 almost. We really do need to try and get a goal, 4th, to kill it off. But it looks as though it's going to be Warrenpoint again, and maybe playing with the attacking isn't helping us here. Won't make any difference for this move, as Kane clears his lines, finds Holden. Got to get this through to Brothers, got to get a 4th goal. Cute little back heel, not really the time for it though. Kane now in the box, lays off Walker straight at the keeper, and could we rue these missed chances at the end? We certainly had a number of chances to finish this game off. I mean, at 3-0 I thought the game was finished off, to be honest, as King picks up the ball wide on the left looking for Croskery. McAleenan drifts out with him, and the header's there off the post, and the rebound for Warrenpoint goes in. And my God, we have just absolutely collapsed in this game. Not coping at all with the change of formation, and really disappointed with this, I got to say. We're going to move Johnny Addis into the back. I probably should have done it when they scored their second goal. And we're now going to have to go and try and take the game to them. But that's really disappointing. That's really 3-0 up, and now they go back to their old formation, so job done. That's really, really frustrating. But maybe we can get a fourth year Smith with the free kick headed away. Jennings will pick this up, and is he going to send it down the park, or is he going to get dispossessed? He plays a rather dodgy ball into the middle of the park. Walker picks it up. Brothers back to Walker, forward to Smith. The challenge is there. Walker off the post. Kane with the rebound, and he smashes it home. Kane with his second of the game. 4-3, and expect to see Warrenpoint go back to a 3-4-3 formation. I just thought it wasn't going to happen there. Walker with the effort, just very unlucky, but the rebound falls nicely to Kane, and he calmly dispatches it into the net. And yeah, there you go, Warrenpoint back to the 3-4-3. Really, with 16 shots on target today and 4 goals. I don't know why their keeper's got such a bad rating. I suppose he's still kind of struggling from that initial goal from Kane where he flapped at the cross. And we got less than a minute to go now, as Nelson just plays it aimlessly forward. No, Kane manages to keep that in somehow. Right footed cross looking for Holden. Can't get there. King picks it up, sends it up the park. Martin intercepts, and I think that will be all she wrote. What an epic. Well, we've won our first cup. Definitely made a meal out of that. 3-0 at half time to 3-all. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that. So that's us now. Another cup competition to add to the let's have a look here at our achievements. Competitions, be landmarks, wouldn't it? Yeah, there we go. So we can see now our first real honour at Glentoran, our 5th overall, and it's good to see. So it keeps up with the trophy a year sort of thing. So at this rate, it will only take 35 years to complete this challenge at best. But yeah, we definitely need to look at winning more than just this. I think the league should be possible, and maybe the Irish Cup as well. I don't know. But yeah, that's that for the League Cup. I'm not going to cover the Irish Cup game. I'm probably not going to do any of the league games until after the split. I'm pretty sure it works the same way as the Scottish Premier League, and that you get a split 1 to 6 after 33 games and play 5 games. But then there's some strange goings on around the playoffs for European place, but we won't hopefully be involved in that. 17 points clear with 12 games to go until the end of the season. I think we're in a pretty solid position. So anyway guys, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or thoughts on the series as a whole, please let me know. I do enjoy reading your comments, and until the next time guys, I'll see you when I see you.